Muted.
Hello? Did it work? Is it working? Oh, sick. Sorry. Hi. Hi. Yeah, I don't know if you guys could tell I'm kind of a mess right now. Yeah. I'll start over. Hi, everybody. My name is Lilybell. I love to travel, but I suck at geography. Piggyback Peak 4. Thank you so much for continuing your first class. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. Hi there. Hello. I hope you're doing okay. And these guys are doing fine. Yeah. So, I don't know if everybody here knows, seeing as there's much more of you than usual, I can only assume that some of you know.
12 months.
That's insane. Lloyd, thank you so much for continuing your first class. I very much appreciate.
Lilybell cry, Lilybell love.
Lloyd, thank you so much for Lloyd, thank you so much for continuing your first class. I very much appreciate it. 36 whole fucking... Okay. I appreciate it. That's enough. The 36 months is insane. Thank you.
What happened?
Grimiko, thank you so much for continuing your first class. I very much appreciate it, especially with your Prime. I know you only have one, so thank you so much for choosing me. Garflack, thank you so much for continuing your first class. There's 12 months, 25 months. Plenty of you guys are spending way too much time here. Let me just say that. And then Axel, thank you so much for gifting. Yes. Okay, so let's get to it. I am going on indefinite hiatus. Now, some of you guys might know that as, oh dear God, she's dying. I am not dying. I am very much alive. I'm doing fine, okay? I just am going on indefinite hiatus, right? Okay? I'm not dead. I'm not dying, I promise. Even though I actually did a kind of, it was actually kind of fucked up. So, Axel is my YouTube editor. He told me, hey, sometimes the community posts on YouTube don't show up all that much. Maybe you might want to do like a video. And I said, sure, take the letter I'm about to write up for it. I was like, you know, it'd be terrible, but also kind of funny if we use Come Sister Todd, the song. If you guys don't know, that's the song at the end of Evangelion with the fucking orange Fanta that makes everybody cry. And we had to get the acoustic version because the actual version of the song starts with, I know I've let you down. Yeah. So, but I thought it'd be humorous. It's one of those things where it's like, if I didn't laugh, I'd cry. I thought it'd be humorous for me to kind of do that. I'm not dead. I'm not dying. I am healthy and, well, I'm not healthy, but I'm safe. Okay, I am safe. I did take my meds. Thank you. I'm also not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. Yeah, not pregnant. I don't think I had to have said that, honestly. I had recently put my little IUD back in, so I'm not pregnant, promise. Congrats on no pregnancy. Okay. Congrats on no pregnancy. I thought the important announcement was gonna end up a shit post. Yeah, we really tried. We really tried. You're drunk as hell yesterday. If you were pregnant, I'd have called CPS. Was I drunk as hell yesterday? I wasn't that bad. Okay, this is how, so, I planned, throughout, well, let's talk about, listen, there's so much to do. There's so much to talk about. Let's start with, I went to TwitchCon. It was an insane weekend. It seems that my life only goes hectic. My personal life only goes hectic whenever I'm at a convention. At this point, I'm scared to go to a convention. Seriously, it's like fight or flight with me. But it so happens that I drank a lot one of the nights, and I couldn't remember, but apparently I got home and I like had a whole long thing with my parents. So yesterday I had to go and mull everything over with them, which means more drinking. At this point, I feel like the drunkenness and my character after being drunk was very uncharacteristic of me. Do I have fear that there had been some kind of tampering in my drink? Maybe, yes. Do I feel like I'm still incredibly lucky because I did not knock out somewhere I didn't know, and that other people, plenty of other people I knew were around me and helped get me home? Yes. I can't say for sure. It's just somebody did say, hey, remember when you were like going through it that other night? Well, just to let you, and like you've never been that drunk before, and usually you don't even act like that when you're drunk. And just to let you know, like at that party, people had gotten drugged, and I was like, okay, that is a little different. But I'm okay, I'm safe. Yesterday I had to go mull things over with my parents, so I had dinner with them. And so I planned to release my very important announcement of going to an indefinite hiatus during dinner so that I didn't have to freak out. And that I would have free alcohol for when I did freak out.
Love you, Lily. Hope you're doing well.
Chewy, thank you so much. Thank you for continuing your first class. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. So,
Lilybell's not dead, she's still alive. She's living on the inside, roaring like an airline. Lilybell love, Lilybell love, Lilybell love.
I don't know what roaring like an airline means, but thank you so much for continuing your first class, Lass. I really appreciate it. So, yes, I went over to have dinner. And the post got scheduled. Thank you very much to Leighton, Axel, and I'm for posting in our on their respective responsibilities, essentially, because I couldn't do it myself. So the post said, thank you, I'm for posting that. It says, I'm going back in the skies for a while. Thank you so much for flying with Lilybell Air. Lilybell is going on indefinite hiatus. Starting October 14th, I will be on indefinite hiatus. My last stream will be on Sunday, October 13th. Yes, my last stream is on a Sunday, so your Mondays can only get grosser. Sorry. The fan Discord server will be closed by midnight that night, and the YouTube will also be archived. I know that this may come suddenly or as a shock, with me having had such a blessing of a chance to meet more of my community just a few days ago. Harrowbell VT is now boarding. Welcome to Lilybell Air. Hope you have a safe and enjoyable flight. Specifically, I got to have my second and last ever in-person meet and greet at TwitchCon. I got to meet a bunch of wonderful flyers who have been here like forever. Gorflack, Bento, Shaman. I ran into Xander actually, funnily enough, out of nowhere. Yeah, it was wonderful. I got, oh shit. Well, false. Hi. Oh, jeez. Hi, welcome in. Thank you so much for the false raid. Thank you. Thank you for taking your folks on tour. Hello, tourists. My name's Lilybell. I love to travel, and I'm going on indefinite hiatus. Woo! Fucking A, dude. That's hilarious. Psycho Banana is now boarding. Welcome to Lilybell Air. Hope you have a safe and enjoyable flight. Thank you. Hi. We were actually just reading. It was really nice to meet you too, Xander. Welcome in. I'm actually just going through my hiatus notice right now, so I will go ahead and start over, but I hope your stream was good. I hope y'all got the news through. This is some kind of news for some people, so fuck yeah. Well, they about to end up on the news? Dude, I'm gonna end up on the news like, it's almost like I can still hear her voice, and I'm gonna be in the back like, I'm not dead. I'm not. Thank you so much, Falls. Thank you, hun. Anyone else find the BGM at her volume? Okay. My apologies. I have a lower voice right now because I'm kind of going through it. Yeah. Hi, Disgruntled. Yeah, I'm kind of going through it. Please don't be surprised. It's not impossible that I'm going through it because I know it may come a little hard for you guys. It is also very hard for me. Anyways, it says starting October 14th, I'll be going on indefinite hiatus. My last stream is on Sunday, October 13th. The fan Discord server is going to be closed by midnight that night, and the YouTube is going to be archived as well. I know that this may come suddenly or as a shock with me having had such a blessing of a chance to meet more of my community just a few days ago. So I got to do my second and very last meet and greet in person on Sunday.
The authorities finally found something to arrest her for the disappearances of her husband.
Spectre, shut the fuck up! There's no disappearances. They were dead and buried through natural causes. So I'm getting to this point of I would like to thank everyone. Yes, you will not be able to watch any of the stuff. I would like to thank everyone for so much. For so much, really. It's kind of insane. I came into streaming June of 2020, which is a little bit into COVID and right when everybody was about to start streaming, essentially. But still earlier than any Corporal Hollow EN. So let me just say, I'm an OG, okay? Let's just say that I'm an OG, motherfucker. Realistic though. Came in when fucking everybody and their mother was using 3D and the very bare minimum of face rig. Funnily enough, I actually had an accidental face reveal on face rig before, and that's when I realized, shit, I should not be on face rig almost ever anymore. Old, yes, thank you, incredibly. I think the 4 games that everybody collabed that I could count on my hand was Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes and Uno, specifically. We didn't have Among Us, we didn't have Lethal Company, we didn't have Crab Game even, which still people use. And then I didn't know how to play any FPS shooters at all. My very first-person shooter game ever was Destiny 2, which I ended up creating a whole community for. I was pretty, I don't know.
I think my biggest regret in my time with you, Lily, is never getting to save up for the I straight up end the stream redeem, but I guess now I get to freely spend my over 40k channel points.
Have so much fun with that. Truly. Have so much fun. It's okay, you know, it is the way that it is. It would be messed up, I think, at this point, Laz, for people to actually start ending a stream because we only have so little time together. But anyways, I do want to just thank pretty much I'm just gonna shut you guys up I'm sorry. I'm just gonna shut you guys up because if y'all keep talking, this is gonna end up being like 6 hours. Okay. Is it the end stream redeem has been unavailable for so long? Oh, it is paused. Okay, sick. Anyways, yeah, so I did come in. I didn't expect to really make anything out of it. It was one of those things where I said, if I do good, great. If I don't do good, great. Whatever. I just wanted to try it. I always wanted to be an entertainer. I grew up taking art, acting classes, piano classes, singing classes. My parents are entertainers, you know, family members are entertainers, and I didn't want to stop that. I loved just the idea of being able to make a difference in someone's life. And I mean, you can tell, like, my first stream ever was a test stream that ended up at 6 hours. My second stream ever was a drunk stream. You could tell the personality tracked so crazy, so quickly. Okay. I've been at, I remember my first test stream being 13 viewers, and that was insane. And I've been at some points of over 1,000 viewers with lots of help from friends at some point. I got partner before a year. The amount of achievements that I never thought I could ever make, I got it. And it's unreal. Like, without you guys and without this possibility and opportunity, I don't think that I would have had a lot of achievements I would have been so proud of. Many of you know I've been self-conscious about my singing, my looks, and plenty of other things for a long time, and you guys really did give me purpose, and you guys really gave me confidence in general of myself. Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Dust, thank you so much for 10 gifted subs. Ah shit! Oh my god! Wow, thank you, Dust, ton. I really appreciate it. Oh my god. Okay. I want to say thank you so much for everything, right? And I will have better things, I promise, by October 13th, because it's a special stream and I want you guys all to be there and have a good time. But for now, I thank you all for understanding me all the time and my choices, especially this one. Thank you so much for supporting me all this time. Crash, thank you so much for gifting. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I love you too, Dust. Thank you guys. Yeah, for supporting me, for believing in me, for even most importantly when I'm not believing in myself, right? You guys have said more kind things to me than all 4 ex-husbands have ever said to me. Rest in peace to them. For caring about me and this community. For loving and being there. No matter how you show up, right? I know a couple of you guys should probably, this is your first time ever seeing me, but maybe you've come across my tweet once. Maybe you liked my cum rag tweet once. And I appreciate the way you show up in that way. Just thanks for being there, and thanks for being here, and thanks for being. I only hope that everybody continues to be and has a good time and takes those words into heart, because it matters to me that you care and you love as much as you want to and how you want to, and that you be. Welcome, thank you so much for continuing your first class. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. Save all your tears. I'm not dead yet. Okay. Again, we still have 2 to 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I think, before I say goodbye for a while. So save your tears. Go get yourself Taco Bell or something, man. Make yourself happy. Okay. Thank you so much for those that have become my friends. I am so honored to feel like I have made more friends than enemies throughout my time as a VTuber. And let me just be, I'm gonna yap for a second about this, okay? Let me just start real quick. It's not that hard to make more friends than enemies as a VTuber. Just be professional. Just be a full fucking adult. Don't share your opinion if it doesn't fucking matter. Don't bash on other people when you don't need to or shouldn't. Hold your opinion. Think 5 seconds before you decide to say anything ever. And don't be mean. Like, it's so fucking easy. I don't know how to say it even more. I mean, like, yeah, I definitely have had people not love me and be upset with me. It's never been my intention. Try your best just to be a nice fucking person, okay? I love your opinions. I'm a professional yapper. I share my opinions all the fucking time, right? It's just some opinions are not worth sharing, okay? My opinion about Taco Bell, real, worth sharing all the time. My opinion about every single thing that is divisive in the entire world, you know what? I don't really care. I'm not here for that. I'm here so I can have a good ass fucking time and have people say I'm pretty. Thank you. Yeah. So that said, it's not that hard to not be embroiled in things. And also, I'm gonna say this, right? I know I should have saved this for my last stream before I get canceled, but be fucking for real. If you sit down and you think, And you know what? It's okay if you think this. It's understandable. I would think the exact same thing if I didn't literally work in so many different workplaces before. If you think, damn, the VTuber community sucks and it's so toxic and like it's so high school, I would implore you to get more experience in other spaces and communities that is not just this one. Because I want you to know the word, the phrase, it's so high school is not, it's not really that. It's just, wow, people are being humans and some people suck and some people don't. Try to hang out with the people that don't. I understand it seems like everything's on fire all the time. Simply don't. I don't know how to say it properly. Just simply look away. Like, no offense, buddy, but I'm kind of a little too busy to do that shit, you know? I'm kind of a little too... I'm nosy, though. I'm nosy. I like to keep myself up with the drama. I put my popcorn in everything. But do I think that that is a very fair and accurate statement about the entire state of the VTubing community as a whole? No. Not at all. And I would hope to think that other people can see me and feel that that is true. I hope that I have spent my time here with so much love and care and with such an interesting and vibrant and fun community that you guys can look at me and think, yeah, actually, the VTubing community is kind of like, all right. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? All that said, I'll get off my soapbox now, but I wanted to, you know, I do think all the people that have become my friends, all the people who tried to be my friends and I couldn't be a good friend for them because I don't like to make small talk and I'm really bad at talking every day and all sorts of things, right? Or be the kind of friend that they want or need. Yeah, I mean, and I want to thank all the people that even were just friends once before. Even if we're not friends now, even if we're not on the same side of the coin anymore, and you have some kind of malice towards me, honestly, we all are part of each other's lives and we grow together. Even if you're my lesson or I'm your lesson, we've learned from each other, so thank you. If I dislike you because you suck, you suck, buddy. But thank you for teaching me that. The biggest thank yous, of course, to my most supportive of all my flight attendants, aka my mods, my mileage club members, aka the people who feed me every month, my frequent flyers, which may or may not include people who feed me every month, but people who support me and watch my shit. And of course, my community from all different platforms, because funnily enough, if anybody's interested, some people are just Discord community people, and some people are just YouTube community people, and some people are just Twitch community people, some people are just TikTok community people, some people just like seeing my dumbass shit on Twitter. And I'm still very thankful for every single last one of you guys. Thanks. Yeah. I have really fond memories of early EN VTubing, but I also didn't think that it was gonna get as far and as quickly as it did. Even as a business analyst, I never thought so. And I'm so honored to have made, I really think I have made my mark somewhere here. I'm proud of the things that I've been able to do. And I'm even more thankful and honored to have been cared for and supported enough to do it by all of you. I can't believe I've been doing this for 4 years and a half. Apparently it's been a long time because I feel like I keep seeing more people leave without having been here for as long. And I'm like, shit, when's my time coming? Well, seems like my time has come right now. For now. You all very much saved me and gave me the ability to find myself. And some of you know that I still do work around the community. Shout outs to any companies out there who want to have more information about VTubers. I actually do a project management and consulting. Love yapping about VTubers. So I will be around the community. Do not worry. I still do consulting. I still have to learn about VTubers so I can help other older boomer people learn about VTubers. I can't travel away forever, so I will come back. It's just maybe for a while, you know. Forever thankful for you, Lily, but I don't think I'd be standing here today without you, let alone where I am. Will always regret not being as active in the past year and so as I used to be. I actually really hope, you guys, that you have no regrets. I know it feels like that, like there should be some regret that maybe you wish or we wish that we could spend more time together. I'm really happy about the amounts of times that we spent. I can only assume that the amount of time that you spent even away from me and no longer being around me all the time is because there are better things. And I don't say that in a really sad way. I think you guys should take care of yourselves. You should be happy with your work. You should be, you know, with the people that you love. And I am going to be completely honest, as a VTuber, I know a lot of people here are struggling. Let's be real. So I'm happy to be here when you need me, and I'm happy to be here if you don't, right? Yeah, don't feel guilty, don't feel regret. I feel like I've been getting a lot of messages about that recently. I'm still here for another 3 weeks. You guys can watch me struggle in Baldur's Gate 3 for another like week or so. Anyways. Yeah. My last stream is incredibly important. Are you almost done? Oh my god, for a second there, I thought you were asking if I'm almost done talking, and I was like, well, that's a little rude. I mean, I know, I guessed it afterwards. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, my dude? Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm on Act 3, so it's not too bad. But my last stream is so important. The most important stream of my entire career. That's right. We've done a lot of important streams, but this is going to be one of my most ambitious and one of the most heart and passion-filled streams. Please be there as much as you can, and if you can't, you know, I totally understand. It's going to be Sunday, October 13th, starting at noon PT, so get your lunch and come by. It is the Lilybell Air Awards. It is my first and last ever Lilybell Air Awards, because I was thinking about how to do graduation streams. Disgruntled Descendant Ape is now boarding. Welcome to Lilybell Air. Hope you have a safe and enjoyable flight. Thank you. I was thinking how the hell I could do a quote unquote graduation stream. Okay, quote unquote. And there's not a lot of really good ways to say thank you. So I wanted to do an award show. And anybody in my community knows that I treat the Academy Awards, the Oscars every year, as a religion, okay? That bitch is my Super Bowl, all right? So we are going to have, I want to give back, essentially. And I want to say thank you and celebrate you, because without you, there would never be me. There would never be me. We'll celebrate me too, I promise, don't worry. But I want to finally say, not finally, but I want to say thank you continuously, all the time. We've got behind the scenes walkthroughs of all of my different projects, including my ARG Killer Bell. We've got walkthroughs of one of Soonskip's very first collaborations, by the way, before some of the other companies have done it, like years ago, with some small indie EN VTuber named Lilybell. We have thoughts behind the different merchandise that I wanted to offer, some behind the scenes things of that. Behind the scenes of my, I think one of the first wheel donathons or subathons, right? With all the goals being on a wheel like that. And I think one of the first subathons that had overnight, like extra overnight content, never before seen content. I prepared that bitch for a while. I prepared my fucking subathon with like literally every night for 7 nights. I had completely new content that like people had never seen before. It was still me playing games and shit. So there would be incentive for people to come regardless. Shit. I don't know. We can talk about some of the big moments, iconic moments, like the cum rags. Yeah, we'll talk about the cum rags. As well as my Asian woman clip. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Christian saga. We'll talk about plenty of things. And we'll talk about my album, my full Christmas album, my first full cover album with one original on there as well. We'll talk about so many other things, while I hope to also get cameos from some very, very loved friends of mine who've been through this journey with me, even short or for a while, to introduce the award categories and the winners of the awards. So, please come Sunday, October 13th at noon. It'll be a lot. I will hope that you guys all cry. I cried a little bit just writing up the letter. So also, yeah, I yesterday, after going to my parents' house, I definitely drank during that time, right? And then I came home and I continued drinking because I couldn't handle it. I had to drink my feelings. Everybody and their mother was messaging me, and I was like, oh my god, everybody still cares about me. Yay, how sweet. But also I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to answer to any of these people? Like, what do I say? Thank you, but also, what do I say? Also, shout outs to everybody who responded and everybody who quote retweeted with your kind words. I'm so thankful and so honored. Your kind requote tweets mean the most to me, seriously. I know it's all over my Twitter right now, and it's about to be all over everybody else's motherfucking Twitter too, which is fine. I've been here for 4.5 years. I deserve it. I deserve the attention, okay? I put heart, soul, guts, and blood into this bitch. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Are we doing Q&A? I saw a question earlier. We'll do Q&A. I saw a question earlier. Okay, so one of the questions was, will you guys ever get to know what I have about you guys in the blackmail book? No, you won't. Go ahead. Send your questions. Am I allowed to wipe the tears with my official Lilybell Air cum rag? Yes. Are you still allowed to send gibberish to me on Twitter? I mean, my Twitter is gonna be closed. It's gonna be locked. But feel free to send shit. Will I answer? Not necessarily, but feel free to send shit. Oh yeah, I have a curious cat. I totally forgot. Oh my god. I keep only using that for wet streams. My bad. What is my Q&A curious cat? Let me see that shit. What about my Discord account? My Discord account is not closing. I will just leave it. Do I know if I'm going to answer you guys? No. I just want to put it out there. Will we see you again? Yeah, this is an indefinite hiatus. At some point, I will return. Do I know when? No. Are you going on a hiatus due to your voice? It is not due to my voice. I do know the issue of my voice, but it is not due to that. Thank you. You said QA time? Yeah, it's Q&A time. Feel free to just exclamation point Q&A. Discord server is going to be... It is going to kick everybody out. Nobody will have access to the Discord server except Leighton, the owner, and me if I ask for it. But even I will be kicked out. So does this mean that you're leaving community internet as a whole or just stopping content creation? I am leaving Lilybell, and Lilybell will continue to be here as a consulting and not content creation. So I will be doing that. Are you going to be doing a trick and doing your next stream in 50 years? That's... Bro, if I end up being in my 70s being a VTuber, that's insane. I would be proud of myself. So to continue using your emails on Discord, Destiny 2 server, right? Apparently, the Destiny server is owned by IM now. So if IM is willing to send you guys a life raft, then sure. Apparently there's a channel in there called Lifeboat for all the people who need to be in there and are not Destiny 2 players. So, let's see. Should we store all these used rags away till you return? No, use them. I would love for you to continuously use them as intended all the time. I wouldn't want you to stop your horny just for me. Will you continue answering DMs from close friends? Maybe. I have to be completely honest with the way that things are right now. I don't know how unavailable I will be to answer DMs. I will definitely be absent for most, if not all. Yeah. This is not the end of horny, and Brian can go ahead and share why this is not the end of horny. Also, somebody said, will you redacted me? I don't know why you redacted punch, but yeah, I'll punch you. I'll punch you right across the face. I'd love to. Why is the server being... Oh, okay, that's a good question. Okay, firstly, the server is being archived because when I come back, if I come back, probably when I come back, I would like a new start. This server, I love everybody in it and everything in it, but I hope everybody can understand that there will be a long period of time where I believe that many people are going to change, including me, including you, and content might be the same with that. I don't want people to ask me why I'm no longer doing something that I did fucking 5 years ago. Okay. So I would like this chance for everybody to grow and not feel continuously, you know, held with who we are and what we are right now. I want it to stay as pretty and nice as we have it. So it's being archived. I don't want you guys to be asking me about my feet pictures while I'm on my deathbed. You understand? Feel free. Oh, by the way, if anybody wants to make a life raft Discord, feel free. I have no problem about that. I'd be honored that you guys even thought that my community is strong enough to even feel like they want to stick together without me. So, yeah. Can't forget the big questions here. Will you continue to be Asian and woman? I unfortunately cannot change one of those things. So yes, I will continue to be both Asian and woman. Pre-college me and post-college me are so different. You want to know something interesting? Pre-like last month me and post last month me is so different. Pre-like TwitchCon me and post TwitchCon me is still different. There's still differences. Everybody's changes all the time. Damn, I want Taco Bell. Man, I really eat my feelings. Shit. Yes, I can't change that I am Asian. I am Asian. Surprise. I want to put it out there too. Is anybody in here in this chat right now? I know there's 3 people per I know there's 3 people. Is anybody in of those 3 people in here the people who have tattoos of me? Yes, I did have the Baja Blast gelato. It was delicious. I loved it. Honestly, it would be probably the best thing of all time if we did like a Taco Bell run for the graduation stream. No, none of them. Yeah, are there any Lily tattoo people in chat? I have a specific message for Lily Bell tattoo people. If you know anybody with a Lily Bell related tattoo, but not a you, Lily, that's okay. It's okay. You make mistakes sometimes, you know? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Beans. I'm just kidding. But, pardon, hold on. I'm yapping and not enough water. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, if you do, or if you know anybody, let them know to message me or DM me. I have a special something for them. Are you taking down the merch stores too? If so, will there be a clearance sale or something? So I haven't really spoken to the people holding my merchandise just yet. So I don't really know what they prefer. If I'm gonna take it down, I will request to do some kind of clearance sale. Yes. Misto been gone from the scene for a while. That's unfortunate. I was gonna give them, they get real special things because they have a tattoo of me. Crazy. Wild. Oh well. What is that water drinking face? It's almost like a shocked face even. I don't know, it's kind of funny. What will happen with Hamilton? When is it being posted? Will it be left up? Hamilton will be posted. It will not be left up. It's still working. I'm like halfway through the actual edits and everything. I feel really bad because Exo, who's working with me on it, has just had me going back and forth on shit a lot, and I feel so bad, so much. And yeah, it's been a lot, but honestly, I owe Exo my life. It's so nice. Is your throne gonna stay open? For now. Not forever. I'll probably just not have, I mean, it's gonna be there. I'm probably just gonna take all the gifts off, you know? I feel like it'd be wrong. Here's your swallow noises, hun. That's a good question. How long do our health benefits last after October 14th? You don't have health benefits now. You should talk to HR about that. Is my music staying on other platforms like Spotify, YouTube Music, and so forth? For right now, it is. I do not know if I will take it down. Please enjoy it as wanted. Yeah, I don't know how it is later on. You know what I mean? So I'm planning on meal prepping for next week, but I don't know what to get for protein. What do you recommend? Shrimp is a really good source of protein with a smaller source of calories. Fish is good protein sources. Sardines, actually, surprisingly, aren't too bad as long as you can watch the sodium levels. Just because I think those are better than the same old chicken. I'm a fish kind of person. But shrimp is really great. Shrimp is amazing. Twitch is staying up too. Yeah, it's just not going to be used. That's all. It's still here. Really, you got heart eyes? I think you got a donut. Oh, fuck me. Oh, no. No. Are you serious? Guys. Oh, no, I think we're safe. It doesn't say that. It does not say that right now. Did somebody do it? should be. Yeah. So that I could still sub to you even after you're gone. Yes, though I would not think that that would be a good idea at all. Oh, okay. Well, one of you guys fucked it up. One of you guys fucked up. Who did it? Which one of you motherfuckers? Oh, it's just Prisma. Thank you so much. Prisma, thank you so much for continuing your first class. I very much appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Yes, you can go ahead and keep your sub streak as long as you want. I do not necessarily suggest you feel like you need to do that. But if you want to, there you go. I appreciate it. Thank you. I will let you know that I mean, many of you guys know that I am a full-time streamer. So you might be a little bit worried about how things are gonna go for me after. I promise you I will be okay. I will have money somewhere. Huh? Oh, good God. Oh, good God. I think you guys are fine. You guys didn't do anything crazy, right? But just in case, I'm gonna open it up to check. Okay, great. Perfect. You guys are safe for now. Yeah. Any other questions before I have to be honest? I feel like I'm going to go on Baldur's Gate for a little bit. So for artists, is there gonna be any hashtags for farewell art? Oh, that's beautiful. Wow, I mean, thank you so much. I did not think that anybody would want to do farewell art for me. I just didn't think about it. Yeah, let's do... Oh no. Oh, this is so sad. It's gonna be hashtag LilyBuyArt. No. Oh no, it makes too much sense. It makes too much sense. Lily by, oh man. I'm brilliant, and also I hate myself. Farewell art here. Hashtag Lily, spell it right, you dumb bitch. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. What does D in chat mean? I never learned the backstory. Oh, that's such a good question. So D in chat actually always started to basically create community for when I was doing my wet streams. So when I did my wet streams, I would drink because I don't know, it kind of fit together for me. Help me listen up a little bit, share a little bit more, you know. So I would say, oh, put D in chat if you're drinking with me. It's supposed to be drink, right? But obviously, I did not want to make anybody feel like they could only drink alcohol to be part of this. So it'd be like, D in chat if you're drinking. You don't even have to be drinking. You can just be drinking water or, you know, drinking soda or whatever, or just vibing at this point. You know what I mean? And so at some point it just kind of evolved over to, yeah, go ahead, press D in chat if you're vibing. Yeah, because I wanted people to have a good time. Okay, goodbye, Shadow. Rest well. Good luck on your job interview. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. I'm supposed to be watching... Ah, fuck. I'm supposed to be watching wrestling. Shit. Ah, jeez. It's okay. Well, we are not... Yes, this is going to be just to talk about the announcement. We are not going to be playing Baldur's Gate. Okay, I will go watch. Anyways, if you feel free to send any more questions at the Q&A if you would like. And maybe I will do my best to answer them. Last member stream? Yeah, I have a member stream. I thought I posted it. Did I not mention it? I'm pretty sure we mentioned it. Pretty sure we talked about it. Pretty sure we did that. Did we not? Did we? Yeah, there's a members only stream next Friday, like 10 a.m. Or this Friday at 10 a.m. There's a members only stream this Friday at 10 a.m. You didn't post it? I apologize. Shit. Axel, could you help me with that, please? Oh, fuck. It's not canceled. I appreciate it, but I kind of already took your money this week. You know, or this month. You know what I mean? It's not canceled. It's still here. It's not canceled. Yeah. Haha. Anyways, I did not scam you almost. It's on my schedule. It's not my fault if anybody didn't make it to the last member stream. If anybody wants to see what a member stream is like, you know, it's one of your last time or last few times. I haven't really decided. You know, I'm still going through it just as much as you are. Okay? That said, my name is Lilybell. I love to travel, and I am going to try to get myself watch some wrestling. Yeah. And then yeah. Okay. Oops, that's not the thing that I was. I thank everybody for being here. Thank you so much for everybody who subbed and gifted subs. Thank you so much to Falls for rating in. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna send you guys over to got it. Got it. My name is Lilybell. Thank you for flying with Lilybell Air. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye now.